When the kids are counting sheep, when the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories. When the kids go to sleep.
Yeah.
Bravo. Good job, honey.
Should we get some applause?
Welcome back, you guys.
We need
to
applause.
Maker Studios.
Los Angeles. Gotta have fun. There we go.
When the kids go to sleep. Yay.
Thanks, Rolf. Rolf's hair just clapped for us.
That was exciting.
Man, I haven't been making fun of your hair enough lately, have I? I'm sorry.
We love your hair,
I
Rolf.
apologize, Rolf. I'll try to be more conscious of mocking you and your perfect locks. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have nothing to talk about.
That's not true.
All right, see you next week.
We have a lot to talk about. It's just organizing it all together.
That's correct. We are taking your Twitter questions today for reals, because I do that. I'm like, give us your Twitter questions, and then I open my big fat trap, and I don't stop talking, and then we never get to your Twitter questions.
Yeah.
So let's do the business, and then we're going to get to the tweets.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Most important thing on the list today is Callie. My sister, Callie Moore Music, is performing tonight in Orem, Utah. Now, if you don't know what this contest is, it's a top lip contest. She won the first round where 8 people are now performing at this concert in Utah. And it's probably too late to get advance tickets, but if it's not, I don't.
But you can vote. You can vote. So go follow Callie if you're watching this podcast and it's Wednesday.
Go follow her Twitter, Callie N.
Moore
on Twitter. And she's going to tweet tonight. There's going to be a 3-minute window. It's only a 3-minute window. So you've got to be watching.
So if you want to help, you got to be ready.
To help her to text. You have to text through voting. I can't talk.
It's like American Idol. It's like you got to text.
She will tweet what you need to text, and then you'll text to add to her votes. And right now, I think she's in like 3rd place according to the ticket sales, because you also get a vote if you buy an advance ticket, but you can also get tickets at the door. Anyways.
So if you are in Orem, Utah.
Yeah, we'll put the links.
All you Mormonese, go out and support her sister.
Yes, because if she gets through to this contest, gets through this round.
Just let me do all the talking, woman.
No,
you just
I'm
look
talking.
Pretty.
It's my turn. If she gets through this round, she gets to play at the Stadium of Fire, which is like 50,000 people on the 4th of July.
Are we going to go to that?
Well, maybe. We're going to wait and see what the real results are, too, because we need to get a babysitter for the baby, if that's what we're going to do.
I'll just strap him to my shoulder. So go support Callie, you guys.
She's going to be there with
talented.
The Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys,
and what's his name from American Idol? I apologize. I haven't watched American Idol in a while.
Yeah, we don't watch the TV. We watch the YouTubes. So go check her out, you guys. Callie, she's super talented. She's helped Colette do a lot of the arrangements for, Safe and Sound, for Poor Wayfaring Man. I remember when we first started dating, going over to your house for the very first time and meeting Callie, and she was this like 16-year-old, angsty teenager who had all these like poems, and she would like write these song lyrics on her walls, and she would like show us this new song that she had, and she's just always been super talented.
Yeah.
And she's just amazing. So go support her. If you are in Orem, go to the show. If you guys see this in time, probably not. But yeah, go vote for her. And she could be playing in front of 50,000 people at the Stadium of Fire in Provo, which is a really cool 4th of July event that they do. And jets fly over and America feels happy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the concert's tonight at 7:30. So keep watching for her tweet so you can help her out with that.
You got a 3-minute window. Okay, cool. Yep. So go help out Callie. Video conference.
Video conference is coming up.
Is it video conference or video convention? It's VidCon.
I've always called it conference.
Conference?
But convention sounds more...
It could be a convention, too.
Video convention.
Video convention, We'll have to ask the Green Brothers what it is.
It's VidCon.
So VidCon, if you don't know, it's like one of the other cons, Comic-Con, these big cons. It's the YouTube.
It's a big con.
Video con. And this is the 3rd year they've done it. They capped off the tickets, apparently from what I heard on Twitter, at 6,000 this year. And it's just going to grow.
I've heard it's 10,000 now.
It's wrong. That's wrong.
Okay.
Hank Green tweeted me and told me that he's heard that rumor too, and he's the founder of the conference or convention.
So it's 6,000, but
there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be more. They've capped it at 6,000 tickets, but I guarantee it'll be more. Like just as far as like people that are there that have booths and all that kind of stuff. So it's in Anaheim. It's going to be huge. That was one of the tweets that we got. Somebody said talk about VidCon. It's going to be crazy. This is our 3rd year going. It's fun. We get to meet you people and take pictures, and I get to sweat on you. If you're going to be at
That's
VidCon,
always fun.
listen, if
Shay
you're coming
sweaty.
to VidCon, wear shoulder pads. Like, don't like embarrass me and wear them on the outside of your shirt. Just have like a
Or
sweat
carry
guard
a towel with
like,
you
underneath your shoulder like
Yeah.
this. So like
It gets really bad.
because
I'm not
we're
lying.
taking pictures, and I usually like to put my arm around you. Ow, stop! And my arm that tickles, and my armpit's
That's the
swety. So what's
idea.
gonna happen is you're gonna get a
You're
sweaty
gonna get
shoulder,
a
sweaty shoulder, because
ring.
armpit on your shoulder is
You
gonna be.
are-
Ow! You really punched
I just
me.
punched him in the
You see, that
face.
really punched me. I'm doing Mama Tard microphone talking. Anyway, so VidCon is going to be cool. And I just texted my mom,
you.
and we're going to try to get my mom and dad and brother Logan to come
Yes.
out to VidCon too. So if
And the kids will be there, of course. And will we be performing, Shay?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually, I have another idea. I can't say yet, but
Okay.
VidCon will be awesome.
We have some time that we're going to do something at VidCon.
Here's one thing I did want to say. Brett has a great idea to do like a VidCon interactive. So if you're like, I don't want to talk about VidCon because I'm not going and I'm mad. We're going to try to involve you guys as much as possible this year by doing a VidCon interactive that will probably be on the ShayCarl channel, where you guys can watch us at VidCon and, doing all this stuff. And we're going to try to involve you guys as much as possible and try to
Yeah.
film as much as possible and tweet and probably go live a few times just so you guys can feel like you're, there with us if you couldn't make the trip. But tickets for next year, VidCon 2013. I can only
Save up your
imagine
monies.
how big it's going to be, next year.
It's
Like,
exciting.
the first year I think there was, I don't know, like 2,000 people, and the next year there was like 3,200 people, and then this
Now
year
it's
there's 6,000, and it's just going to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to be like a big snowball.
A big party,
Yeah.
really.
And that
It's
was who said talk about VidCon. I want to give some people some shout outs here.
Right there.
Where is it? Say their name. Steve Nguyen. They said talk about VidCon.
The Will 60O.
Here's a good one that I saw asked by Sion Whitlock said, will you ever come to England? Yes, we want to come over there.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Working on our passports.
I have mine, don't I?
Yes,
You
you have a
get yours,
passport.
but we
I've
will.
never been out of the country. I don't have a passport.
Yeah.
Never had one.
We're going to get you on. That is our goal. Eventually, we would like to come visit all of the world. I want to
Yes,
see this
all
whole
of the world.
big blue globe. So, yeah, we will definitely meet you someday somewhere. Okay, here's a really good question from We the Emma. Emma Inc., I believe is her Twitter name. She says, what's the greatest challenge you faced as a vlogging family?
That's a really good question.
Why don't you answer it?
The greatest? Do you have something in mind that because
Well,
you've read the question?
I mean, it's just like the general is, how much should we share our lives with, with
Yeah.
these people who sometimes seem like they don't appreciate it and like leave us all these hate comments and say bad things about our children. We've, had that discussion as parents, like, should we really, show so much of our life to the world? That's always a question I feel like is just as far as protection of our family and making sure that our kids are safe and, well protected and stuff. I would say that's a challenge. And then even this morning, just talking about how sometimes it's hard.
You don't have much to say, and you feel like, why would people want to watch me? I'm just talking.
Right. And you get all those like self-doubt feelings, like, oh, do we seem like, oh, we're so great, check us out, look at our stuff, watch this, and those kind of feelings of self-doubt, are difficult for doing daily vlogs, because you don't feel like $1 million every day. You don't feel like you're king of the world and that you can go conquer mountains and run marathons, and you feel like you just want to sleep and be left alone,
Right.
and not have to give all this of yourself. And I would say that's definitely one of the hardest parts. And a lot of times people are like, well, you're just lucky. You just all you have to do is film yourself, and I have to go.
That's true. We're very lucky.
We are very lucky,
We
but
feel really grateful.
it's tough sometimes to pull things, to share. And I'd say maybe that's probably the toughest thing as being a vlogging family is, every day being able to, share with you guys, because sometimes it is discouraging and hard.
And we really want to open up to you guys and just be honest and real. And sometimes it's not easy, especially if we let the comments get into our head, like the negative ones. And it's like, oh, they don't care anyway. Why would I say that? But, that's really challenging, the self-doubt that comes with it.
But we overcome it because
Yeah.
we've made a video every day for 4 years almost. So that's a good next question from Jamie. That's interesting. I'm seeing like the usernames and then just like there's the person's name.
I know the way it's set up.
So Sam Givers, sorry if I'm slaughtering your guys' name, says, what do you plan to do if YouTube ever stops? What will we do?
What would we do?
I'm asking you. Answer the question.
Well, we'd probably move back to Idaho because it's a lot less expensive there.
Right. We were talking about this morning though that even if YouTube did stop.
Yeah, it was one of those really comforting moments. Actually, it's like if it did stop, we would be okay. We would really, literally be living the same life we're living, but not on camera.
Before we even started. I don't know. What would I do? I mean, I definitely wouldn't go back to being a granite counter guy.
Right.
And I feel that it won't. Even if YouTube did die, we would continue to do this in a different capacity because I at this point, it's so part of us and sharing these things and creating projects that even if YouTube tomorrow said we're quitting, we'd probably go to ShayCarl.com and start posting our videos there. Or, as long as there's people willing to watch us, we'll continue, on this process of sharing our lives with you, sharing entertainment with you, making things for you, like the Bro Ventures series, her music, which I want you guys to support my baby because she's so amazing.
You're sweet.
I don't think we'll ever quit, honestly. Even if YouTube died, I think this is a path that we found and we love doing it.
Yeah. And it's been really good for our family. Like the kids, like their confidence level and their people skills. There's just so much that they've gained from doing this that
they're way smarter than we were when we were younger.
Oh yeah.
Like Baby Tara, like we were on a ride the other day and she just says these little things that I'm like, that was really funny. Like that was good. And I think that is a testament to them, knowing that the camera's on sometimes and then they are able to see themselves. So
they have a good sense of self, I guess.
I feel like they're going to all be actors and performers because of it. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to force them into it. They can do whatever they want. They can go be bums if they want. No, they can't. I will beat them if they become bums. No, just kidding. But, I think because of the vlogs, our children have a really bright future. And I think we'll continue to do this. So let's go to the next question. What would you ever let your kids do? Oh, pageants. I thought you said, would you ever let your kids get pregnant? I'm like, what?
I saw that too in the corner of my eye. I was like, what?
Eventually we would pageants. Like our children.
I don't think so. Not until they're old. Not until, like, I did junior miss in high school. I was a junior in high school and I was able to do that. But as far as like kid pageants, I don't think so.
If they want, I mean, yeah, if they wanted to, but like, we're not going to be like,
I don't think so.
To force them into it.
Actually.
What do you do? Let's see. What do you do to take time for yourself? Long walks, swims. Love you guys from Katy Perry. Not the real Katy Perry, but bulk solstice. These are hard usernames to read. What do we do to take time for ourselves?
Long walk, swim, love you guys.
My runs are my time for myself. Yeah. Like when I go out and I run and I listen to my music, that's just like my time to just like to think about everything and just to be by myself. And you kind of need that, I think, as a person. You need some of those like quiet times to kind of introspectively think about what's going on in your life and to categorize like how am I doing? And I do it when I'm exercising. Yeah,
that's definitely when I do it. Sometimes I have to. Like, I have to have that time because if I don't take that time after a few days, I can't talk today. I really feel that I need it. So exercise for me really does that because I can just think.
You ran 4 miles this morning too.
I did.
What did you think about when you were running 4 miles this morning?
Well, I was on the treadmill. I was having one of those mornings where I really wanted to run outside, but I just felt like not today. So I was like, no running outside. So I stayed inside, ran on the treadmill, and it's always more challenging to do that because you have to stare at the wall or the TV, which I hate because it's always the news on at 6 a.m. and there's always some shooting or murder. It's like, that's why I don't want to run outside. I'm going to get killed. So it's really challenging, but I just get in the zone. I put my headphones on, and I was actually listening to Mercy Me, the band. It's a Christian band.
It's a country kind of country Christian.
Christian.
I can
Mercy
only
Me.
imagine.
No. Yeah, is it Mercy Me?
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
My life would be.
They're like Christian rock kind
of.
Anyways, and it's not the like perfect tempo, but it just felt so good in my ears. It was good.
So what did you think about? You haven't answered the question yet.
Oh. I thought about God, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there you go.
That's your question. Tijuana. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I feel like we need to jump back to the pageant question.
Oh, why?
You didn't take enough time on that.
Oh.
Why? I don't think that I would want my daughters to do that until they're older and they can realize why they're doing it. Because like a pageant to me, like when kids are doing it, it's like, oh, I'm beautiful, I can sing, I can dance. When you're older, it's like Junior Miss was a pageant that was about being a strong, confident woman. Like there wasn't a swimsuit part. You don't, get naked in front of all these people, which I never understood the swimsuit one. It always bothered me.
We want to see if you have a nice body.
But yeah, why?
'Cause
that's not striving for
it's
excellence in a woman. That's like, we want to make sure you look good and that you
Get
match
out there,
up to
girl.
all those magazines.
Let's
You
see
know, I
that.
don't like.
You got some meat on your
I
bones.
don't like pageants with swimsuit contests. If it's like Junior Miss, where it's about being a woman and being excellent, then I'll want them to do it.
Does that mean you don't support Miss America?
I loved Miss America when I was a child growing up, but I don't really ever watch them now. I don't know what it is. The swimsuit competition always bothers me. And I don't care if you do pageants. I know girls that have done pageants and they're wonderful, beautiful women, but I would not want to do one where I had to get naked.
Well, just for the record, I like to say I like when you're naked. Okay, let's move on.
Well, you have to say that.
Tijuana Caballero said, Katie, ShayCarl, what do you think about interracial marriage? So what? That doesn't, I mean.
Just if you love each other.
Yeah.
And you're on the same page with everything else.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Speaking of which, the Knivenals just had their baby.
Oh,
congratulations
on the
to
same
them
day
as
as Wtkgts'
Wtkgts.
birthday.
Listen, Knivenals, if you think that your daughter is going to be dating my son, well, you just better back on up because that little man, well, maybe she will.
It might be the other way around.
Right.
She's probably going to be so gorgeous.
So what was her name? They named her Adriana. What's Adriana doing later? Because Wtkgts ain't busy. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the Knivenals in my vlog. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, color doesn't matter. If you love each other, that's what matters. If you're willing to like live with, so if you don't want to kill each other, that's what matters.
Don't want to kill each other, please.
Thanks for the question. Cindy Horowitz asks, when will you be taking your family on a zoo adventure?
We haven't done that.
We need to go. One of the best zoos in the world, like San Diego Zoo and
There's
LA,
an LA
Zoo, are amazing. We need to do that.
That's a great suggestion. Thank you.
We need to tell Brett. We need to say, listen, we need to go on a ShayCarl shoot, and we need to schedule a zoo day.
Yeah.
Let's tell Brett. Let's tell Brett we have to do that.
We have to go to the zoo.
That's what we're gonna do, Cindy. I want to go to the zoo. The zoo is fun.
Thanks.
You know what are
Cindy.
cool animals at the zoo to see if you've never seen in real life are giraffes. Those things are tall. Their necks are really long. I just remember the coolest animal I've ever seen at a zoo is a giraffe.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't remember where I went. Maybe it was in San Francisco. But when you went to look at the giraffes, there was like a level that you would climb up, and so like the giraffes were like eye to eye with you because their necks are so long. I like giraffes.
I think my favorite animal to ever see at a zoo was an elephant, just because they're humongous.
Yes. What is your
They're just
personal opinion
amazing.
on One Direction, the band? I don't know. I don't think I've got like. I was gonna sound bad.
Which one's One Direction?
They're like this new
I
band
just
that's
got
like
all
in
lost.
sync.
Sing it.
I have no idea. I don't know any of their songs, honestly. I probably would if I heard it. But they were at the airport. Remember when we were coming in? We were coming into LA. I can't remember. It was like a couple months ago, and there was all these girls that were running into the airport. I thought that was One Direction. Oh, the Wanted. Okay. Just say it's One Direction. It's better. It matches the question better. Well, never mind. I was going to tell that story, but you just ruined it. You just ruined my lie.
I'm just correcting.
It was the Wanted, but all these girls were running into the airport and we're like, who's going? Like, who's showing up at the airport? So I don't know One Direction, but I know that they're big, so I bet you they're good.
Yeah.
We haven't listened to them.
We're getting old.
Katie Lett, when the kids go to sleep, how is your relationship between you and Suntard? Great.
How's our relation? He's the biggest
best kid.
Sweetheart. You know what? From day, whenever he was old enough to start talking to me and, whatever, interacting with me, he was always aware of all my emotions. Whenever I was upset, if I was trying to hide it, he could tell. And he would come and give me a hug. And I remember one of the sweetest times was I was just having a bad day. And I was really just like trying to cover it up, to be a good mommy for the kids and just be in a good mood. And he comes up to me and goes, Mommy, you're so beautiful. And I was just like, oh. Like he could tell. And he was younger than Baby Tard.
Really?
Yeah. And I just couldn't believe, like, he was just so intuitive.
He's a special kid.
He really is.
He does. He wants the best for everybody. He's one of those people who is always like in check of everybody's attitude or their temperature, you know, like whether they're happy or sad, and he wants people to be in a good mood. He was telling us a story the other day about this girl who stole a soccer ball from this little kid and was holding it over the head, and he went over and yelled at this girl because Suntar is big. I know a lot of people like just make fun of him because he's like a little overweight, but he is strong. That kid, like I feel his arms and I'm like, where are you getting this? Like his bones, like his knees. I feel like his knee bone is as big as my knee bone. And he's tall. He's the tallest kid in his class. That's the thing that people don't realize is that he's only in second grade. He's barely 8 years old. Well, I guess he's 8.5 now, right?
He'll be 9 in December.
He'll be 9 this December, but he's still young and that kid. I can't wait to see what he does because he's big and strong and he cares. So he went up to this girl and he said, "Hey, how would you feel if somebody took a ball from you?" You know, and this girl, he said she was a 4th grader, and you know what it is to like talk up. You know, if you're a 2nd grader, and to like confront a 4th grader
to the 4th graders.
And apparently, he said that she like felt bad and gave the ball back, and you know, he's just like sticking up for that kid. So he's like a natural protector. It bothered him
so much too. Yeah. Like that night, I could tell something was bothering him. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then I sat him down and I said, "You can talk to me. What's really bothering you?" And he just like, "There was this girl at school and she took the ball away from him and I don't like it. It's so rude when the big kids think they can pick on the little kids." And I was just like, oh.
That's why he's going to be a big kid. He's going to be a protector in this life.
Yeah. He's like a good example.
I'm glad for his sister's sake too.
Yes.
Because listen, boys, you better watch out because Big Brother ain't going to take no crap if you messing with his sisters. Good question.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Louis Zamadu asks, what are your plans on running with Marathon Shay in the future?
Well, we have the San Francisco Marathon coming up. And I haven't signed up for it yet. And I'm still like terrified to do it because I am not as far as I wanted to be with my marathon training. But as Shay has told me and as other people have told me, you have to sign up first. So you have that goal in mind to reach for. So that's my plan. Half marathon, not the full, the half marathon in San Francisco.
Do you want to get online and register right now?
Yes, babe, do that for me right now, please. So okay. I ran 4 miles today, ran 3 miles a couple days ago. I'm feeling okay. My biggest challenge with it right now is making the time because you just have to put the time in, the miles, and it takes a lot of time to run a long ways.
So that's the question that we need to ask ourselves because we haven't officially, and I know a lot of people are asking, are we going to do the San Francisco half? Because if we're going to, we're going to need to decide. And
we need to like work out together and decide on a training schedule and register.
But honey, if you're running 4 miles, you can do 13 easy. Come on, you're almost halfway there.
Almost.
And it's at the end of July. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. San Francisco.
The end of July in San Francisco. Hopefully there will be an ocean breeze.
That's only like a month.
Because that's gonna be really hot.
Is it hot in San Francisco? No, it's the Bay. It's not that bad. First half almost sold out. We better register now. It says.
Is there another one a little bit further
July
away?
29th. What day is that? Let's see. Let me look on my map of days, which is also called the calendar.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared, brah. You got this. That'll be a Sunday, July 29th. Do you want to do it?
Well, I told you I would. Gosh.
Don't listen. I told you. I don't want you to do this because I am doing marathons.
I know.
Don't feel pressured into it.
No, because I set the goal. I set the goal. I'm gonna run. I said a marathon, but I got to start with a half.
Right.
I haven't even done 13 miles yet.
Here's my dream. I would love to one day, or not one day, but I want to run these marathons with you guys. I think it would be cool if,
a Shay marathon.
One day it'd be great if we had a ShayCarl marathon. But I think, before that, maybe twice or 3 times a year, we all start running and we meet somewhere. Like maybe we all meet July 29th in San Francisco and we have like a ShayCarl crew. We all get matching shirts and we all run these races together. Mm-hmm. I think that would be really cool. And, we can all talk as we run. I mean, you're going to have to be in shape because, listen, we're going to run fast. If you can't keep up, then we're not going to talk to you.
That's another challenge I've been running into is like, I get so impatient. Like I'm running and I think, I don't have time. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So then I go faster on the treadmill. I bump up the time. I'm like, well, I gotta get to 4 miles in this amount of time. So I gotta go faster.
So you're like cruising.
So I need to, find a pace and get a babysitter. And well, you can do it too, but just run. Just run my little heart out.
Okay, so we will. Are we gonna officially say that then?
Let's do it.
You say it officially. I'm not. This is your thing.
What do you mean it's my thing? Wait, are you running a full or
No,
is it
I'll run
just
the
a
half with you. I'll run the half with you.
Okay. What?
Announce it.
I just said we're running the San Francisco half marathon together.
I don't think she wants to do it.
Holla. I'm just scared. You know I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
That I won't be ready.
Oh. Well, I'll carry you.
Okay.
You can get on my back. Okay, let's move on. What is your guys' next goal for health and fitness? We just talked about that.
Yes.
Ariel asks, now that you have settled in California, do you have any plans on moving back to Idaho in the future? Not right now.
No.
We're thinking we'll probably be in LA for a while just because it's all the projects that we're working on here.
But here's something that you have to realize about the ShayCarls, guys. We have never had a 5-year plan or even a 2-year plan.
We don't know what we're going to be doing in 5 days from now.
Yeah. Or 5 months. I can say 5 days. I got a schedule.
Okay.
But 5 months, I don't even know that.
Honestly. Like when people are like, what are you doing? Like, we don't know because things pop up all the time. Like the Anderson Cooper show, that was, for instance, like when we went and did that video with Charles Barkley and then we're on the Anderson Cooper show, that all happened within a week.
Yeah.
That opportunity to go shoot a video with Charles Barkley, they're like, hey, they want you to fly out to New York. You'll, be able to work with Charles Barkley for like 2 hours on a green screen. Can you do it next week? And I was like, yeah, what a great opportunity to fly out to New York. And then like the next day they're like, the Anderson Cooper show just called. And so it's like, yeah, that would be great too. So we never know what's going to happen. There's always things that just pop up.
Well, and even just our life in general, even before we did YouTube, we changed things a lot. Our life changes and that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like I grew up with a very constant, grew up in the same house for 18 years. And, when I married Shay, he's not that way. He likes to change. And we've just sort of meshed together, and I love it. I love being able to say, you know what, as long as we're together, it doesn't matter where our life takes us. We're just going to go with the opportunities, and when one door closes, another one opens, right?
You know that old cliche, where the heart is... Wait, what is the... Home
is where the heart
home
is.
Where the heart is. Whatever. That's what, like, it doesn't matter what house or what state we live in.
Yeah.
As long as we're together, we're home, in a sense. Here's a good question from Paul. He said, Shay and Katie, I just got married a month ago. Any advice for starting out? I've been a fan since Philip DeFranco recommended you.
Aw, thanks,
Phil.
Paul.
You know what we should tell him is remember our No Shaken.
Oh, yes. That's the perfect one. I would say the main piece of advice I can give you is be totally and completely and utterly honest with each other.
Mm-hmm. You have
Don't
to
hold anything back. If you get in an argument, just say the real reason why you're angry at each other or... just everything.
Well, there's times when you first get married, because you're still in that, mood where you're trying to make like when you first start dating somebody and you're like on your best behavior.
Right, you're trying to have a good front.
Yeah, you want to put the best
you
of
look
you.
Great.
So we came up with this thing because we listened to this tape. I can't remember what it was exactly, but we listened to this tape about marriage advice, and they talked about having a word that like a phrase.
Wait, that was a cassette tape, right?
Yeah, probably.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. We've been married for 10 years. But they said, for instance, like, okay, we're going to my mother-in-law's this week, or we're going to my mom's this weekend for dinner. And it's like, you want to go and do that? And she's like, this was a story that they were telling on the tape. Like, yeah. And like, do you really? Like, yeah, I really do. They said that they had this phrase that when they said it meant you had to tell the truth.
I think it was Truly and Woolly is what they used.
No, that was somebody else. They had a different one. So we made up one called No Shaken, which means like you cannot lie to me right now. If she says, for instance, if I'm like, okay, we're going to my mom's for dinner this weekend, and she doesn't really want to go, and she's like, yeah, I'm really excited to go. I'm like, no shaken, and then she's like,
then I'll have to be like, okay,
actually,
well,
I
really don't want to, but just
the
like
reason why. And it's like this thing where it's like, and it has to be like a two-way street where if I say no shaken, if I say you have to tell me the truth right now, we have to be open. Like
he has to be able to accept the answer.
I have to be yeah. Like I can't just be like, well, why not?
Right.
If we're gonna have this, it has to be safe territory where it's like when we say this thing, we have to both be realizing that, okay, we're going to come down on this different plane, and we're both going to talk about our feelings in a way that we're not going to fight. We're going to be open and honest. And I've also heard things of like, whenever you get in a fight, when you first get married, you have to fight with all your clothes off. Like take all your clothes off when you get in a fight. Because then you're not going to like...
Do you think that works?
because then something else happens. So never, and then this is one that my grandma gave to me, which is very good, is never go to sleep angry at each other, because you're going to fight. I mean, let's be honest. We're people. You're going to be mad that somebody like used the last of the toothpaste, or, just those little things that happen that you get upset about that, don't necessarily need to. Those things happen. I mean, you got to realize that, people are people and you're going to fight. But you have to be able to, at some point, come on this common ground and say, okay, let's talk about this and let's be honest, 100% honest, and tell me exactly why you feel that way, and then let them talk, which I sometimes, I like to talk.
I love you.
And let them explain why they feel that way, and then you can say, well, here's how I feel about it.
And I think it can be really difficult, because part of the reason you don't want to tell the truth is because you don't want to have that like backlash, or you don't want to create a conflict. But that's why having that system, the no shaken, it's like, that if you're going to tell the complete truth, that it has to be safe ground. Like if I'm going to tell him something that I know he's probably not going to like, oh yeah, I got in a car wreck.
The day she swiped the side of a UPS truck.
That was the worst. And I just had to know that I remember his reaction. I was nervous because I was like, well, it was totally my fault.
Well, we had just paid that man off,
sideswiped. I was not paying attention. It was like, I was totally vulnerable. And he was like, okay. And I was like, really? Like just being able to feel comfortable and safe that you can tell that person anything. And you have to know as, if you're receiving information from your spouse that you don't really want to hear, you need to be accepting and listen, and then respond with love.
Right. And that's not always easy to do. Like, it's easy to say,
time.
Like, just love each other, then you'll have a happy marriage. It's work. It's not easy. You got to remember, love is a verb. It's an action word. Love isn't just a feeling that comes, it's something that you have to apply. You have to, wash the dishes. You have to, do things, massage your wife's feet, pick up after yourself. You have to work. Like, love is an action thing. You show love by serving other people.
I think the important thing to remember too with the honesty is when you can completely be honest with each other, and you know that person more now. You know them even more than you did before, and that's how you create that oneness in a marriage. And it is difficult. Sometimes it's hard to hear the truth and it's hard to tell the truth. But if you can do that and kind of have a lot of introspective as well. Is that a word? Introspective?
Yeah. Think about,
why do I feel this way?
Why you're saying that thing. Yeah.
How do I truly feel about this, and then be able to open up, then you'll grow a ton in your relationship.
And one thing that, we've always said is that, we know we love each other, and divorce isn't even a word in our vocabulary. It's like, we're going to work through it. Like, there's going to be hard times. Like, you got to when you set out on a marathon, at mile 20, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt, but you prepare for that, and you're ready for that. And I think that helps. You start with the end in mind.
Right.
When you get married, you got to think like, okay, well, one day I'm going to be old and pooping my pants with this lady. Think about that end goal.
That's going to be exciting.
That's what you're doing when you're entering into this agreement, to this relationship, is that, you're committing yourself to this person, and we believe that it's not till death do you part. We believe that this relationship that we've forged, that we've worked so hard to gain and to build, doesn't end when we die. And, that's a whole nother conversation, but it's that important that you need to work through those things. And we're really going into this, aren't we, with this guy?
Well, yeah, it's time to wrap up too, but we'll have to talk more about this.
Yeah. And it's tough, because it's tough to let yourself be vulnerable to somebody.
Right.
But once you find that person and you're both, willing to do that, like, you will be amazed at how much you can grow by just being honest and saying, listen, here's how I feel. And I don't know maybe necessarily why I feel like that, but I just want to let you know, and then let's talk about it. Let's figure out like why I feel that way, why you feel this way, how we can work it out, how we can compromise. You give a little, I'll give a little, and then it works out. And it's not always easy. You got to realize that. Like losing weight, like anything in life that's worth having, it takes some work. Things aren't just easy and happy and sunshine, which from the movies and TV that you see, that it gives you a false perception. And we're in the entertainment industry, so I think that's been good for our kids to see that when we film things, they're fake.
Right.
That's not real. And that's what sucks, is that so many kids are left to the TV and, you know, and to radio and to magazines, because there's no parents there giving them the guidance that they need. And so then they just see, you know, these vampires. I don't know. I don't want to get into a Twilight thing, but like that's not true love. True love is work and sacrifice and hard times and getting through those. And then once you do, it's like, you know, you're that much stronger with that person where you can talk in their microphone and they won't even get mad at you.
Never.
I'm saying. Anyways, thanks for the questions, you guys. We really appreciate it. We'll
definitely talk more about this in the future. And always ask us any other questions that you have on Twitter or in the comments to this YouTube video if you're watching the YouTube version.
What's your favorite cereal? Says Dan, ViewTuber 1997.
Shay, it's time to go. He is still taking those questions on.
When we were dating, what was that cinnamon toast?
It's actually Waffle Crisp. It's my absolute favorite cereal
when we were
of all
dating,
time.
I would go buy her boxes of it.
I haven't had it in years.
I should get you some, huh? I would buy her boxes of it, and I would look for it.
No sugar.
I would look for it. I'd be like, where's that Waffle Crisp? I got to find her favorite cereal. Anyways, there's a ton more questions.
Golden Grams?
I don't, yeah.
Used to be.
I like Golden Grams because my mom would make my grandma would make these s'mores out of Golden Grams.
Golden Grams s'mores,
so good.
Anyways,
crunchy and chewy.
We love you guys. We gotta go. If you want to hear more about the s'mores, go to the Golden Grams box.
This is not a sponsored advertisement. Thanks for joining us today on the podcast. We'll do more of your questions next week. We appreciate you coming here and downloading the link for free down below and just being a part of our lives. We hope that we encouraged you and helped you today in whatever way that we could. And we say
pass it on.
Adieu to you.
From Maker Studios in Los Angeles, California. We'll see you later. It's Shay.
When the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories.
Shay's awesome.
Here we go, babe.
When the kids go to sleep.
Oh.
And don't forget to make out a lot. That helps too.
It really does. Let's just be honest.